G'day guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Big Lap series.
Yes, and today is a very exciting episode because we're about to finally leave Western Australia after 3 or 4 weeks of exploring this amazing coastline and finally head into South Australia, which is really exciting.
Woo! Finally, and particularly exciting for me because today is going to be the very first time that I've ever crossed the Nullarbor. So really excited for that, and we'll get to check out the Bunda cliffs, which I have been so jealous of Daniel since he got to look at them, got to go there last year without me. So I am really hanging out to see those amazing cliffs and like just to be on the edge of the continent. That's pretty insane.
It's going to be pretty awesome. So Bianca's already stolen the keys of the D-Max. She's the one that's going to be behind the wheel today to experience that firsthand for the first time. Right now we're camped about, 2 hours west of Eucla, a place called the Madura Rest Stop, the biggest rest stop I've ever seen by far. Like, this area just goes and goes and goes.
It absolutely does. And it's looking out over the Madura Pass, so it might even be the Madura Pass road rest site. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
we'll
Madura
chuck it up
something
on the map on the screen somewhere.
But yeah, it's massive, hey.
Yeah, the biggest one I've ever stayed at by far. If you're looking for somewhere to stay, and you're crossing the Nullarbor and you're worried it's going to be busy or you're towing a big caravan, come here, you're almost guaranteed to find a spot.
Absolutely.
No matter how busy it is.
Yeah, there are no toilets here though, so no facilities. I don't even know if there was a rubbish bin, but less than a K away is the Madura Roadhouse. So
yeah,
that's got everything.
Speaking of that Roadhouse, I reckon that's we're going to be making our first stop on this trip. So we're about to pull the tent down, head there and refuel the D-Max and also refuel my
Daniel
belly as well, because I've been hanging out for some Roadhouse food. This is going to be my first chance to get some proper good Roadhouse brekkie. So with that,
and hit the road.
Yeah. We are Daniel and Bianca from Explore Bound, and this is our Big Lap series. At the start of 2025, we packed our entire life into our trusty D-Max and headed off for the trip of a lifetime.
Starting in Perth, WA, we are making our way around mainland Australia to try and see as much of this beautiful country as we can fit into the year.
We'll be sleeping in our rooftop tent and living out of our fully custom DIY canopy fit out that's been a year in the making just for this trip.
So sit back, relax and enjoy the journey while we take you through all the highs and lows that the Big Lap can bring.
This series is proudly supported by Anaconda and also made possible thanks to iTech World, Altic and Tigear.
So we're just doing some checks on the D-Max before we decide to leave, and
not what we expected.
Heard some weird noises and a bit of evidence laying around here and here, and yeah, if we tap the bonnet.
So it seems like there's something living inside the bonnet right now, which doesn't bode well for it. I don't really know how I can really get it out of there, but it seems like there's a little mouse living inside the bonnet right now.
We have no idea. Yeah. How do you get a mouse out of your bonnet?
We did see a couple scampering around the bushes last night.
There's a ton of little wild field mice out here. They're tiny and they're harmless, but if we drive up, he's gonna cook in the bonnet and it's gonna stink.
I mean, he got in there, so he's gonna be able to get out, but whether he drops on the road at 110 or not.
Oh yeah, anyway, so we've got a resident mouse. We're gonna have to try and
Yeah.
Ew.
Oh yes. I have more food than the human body should ever put in it, but I will endeavour to do my best. One jumbo spring roll and the largest box of chips ever.
That's like a family's feast of chips, holy crap. Oh. And the small chip, they only had small or large. Small was less than half of that, and then large is that.
It was $2 extra, so may as well. I love Roadhouse food so much. Would you like a chip?
Oh no, thank you. Not this early in the morning.
Anyway, on the road.
Alrighty. Are you ready, Stu?
Oh, I got them.
That's recorded.
So good. Bit of a chip update. I've been greatly defeated. Too many chips for one man. I've been humbled.
I did not help at all.
Sad state of affairs.
Is it a policeman? Somebody got done. It's an undercover cop too. What kind of car is that? Oh, is it a Commodore?
Oh my god.
I don't know, that's not a Skoda, was it?
I don't know, to be honest.
Anyway, there you go, they got cops on the Nullarbor.
Yeah. So we've made it to Eucla and we've just stopped in at the police station here because had a bit of a run in and unfortunately this is as far as these number plates on the D-Max are going to be able to take us. So going to have to get the tools out and unfortunately remove these trusty number plates that have done us so well for a couple of years. Thanks for your help, really appreciate that. So out with the old and in with the new Explore bound plates for the Explore bound D-Max. Honestly, so excited by these. Massive shout out to the Eucla Police Station for allowing us to get these posted there and then handling all that paperwork. Legends that work there. And now, finally time to get these installed on the D-Max to really complete the picture. And I reckon these are going to be the cleanest part of the D-Max for a little while now, but so keen to get these installed. Let's get them on. So I also noticed while we were removing the number plate, a bit of a loose bolt on our winch here. Don't blame it at all with the corrugations we've been experiencing and the bumpy four-wheel drive track. So luckily we spotted that. I don't think it's a very important bolt, but best to give it a tighten up nonetheless. Who knows how many bolts have actually lost on that track, but well, there goes an Allen key. Oh,
it's not even a 10mm socket.
That's fallen. And it was annoying, bless. I can brush it with my fingers. Oh.
You need my little hands.
No, I can get it.
Wait, hold it.
You got it?
There we go.
Oh, yes.
Recovered.
Got that back. How good does that look? Woohoo! Explore bound.
Oh, that looks sick. There you go.
All done. Very happy with that. That's so cool. So we just stopped in at the WA-SA border sign. There's a little pull-off you can get to just before you cross the official border.
From WA into South Australia.
Yeah, the classic border, you got to get your photo taken at that border. It's a bit of a shame that there is like a lot of metal framework around it. It's been marked as an unsafe area and has been for quite a while based on the photos I've seen online, but still good to stop for a photo in front of it and fingers crossed one day they restore that. So it's a bit less fencing in your photo.
Yeah, and otherwise now we are at the border of WA and South Australia. So I'm about to put it in gear and drive across the border into another state.
Let's do it, let's get out of WA.
Ever done this before, so it's weirdly exciting, but also kind of boring. As in like you expect some like fireworks or I don't know, something like yay, and then it's just like you're on a road.
There's another car crossing the border.
And it says, welcome to South Australia, and it says observe time zone change. I will observe it. So I think we're about to jump forward another 2 and a bit hours.
Oh, I'm feeling tired, it's been a long day now.
Crap, so my clock says 12:45. Daniel's watch has already changed.
My watch is already updated.
So is mine. Oh my God, the moment we crossed, that was amazing.
Kangaroo. We've got a photo in front of the kangaroo.
Oh, we better. All right, we crossed the border, we're pulling over, that's it. I'm tired. I just drove 2 hours.
cool?
Oh my God, look at that. It's literally just right in front of us.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's insane.
So we are officially in South Australia and driving alongside the Bunda Cliffs, and I tell you what, it's a spectacular view out the window. I love this section.
So high up as well. I can't believe that. It's like literally 100 meters to my right. It's just the edge of the continent.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's right there. Oh no, there's nothing under us right now.
This is it's quite a nerve-wracking experience driving along this particular cliff area. I've done it twice. This is Bianca's first time driving along here.
It's amazing, but it's definitely very I can see why they don't want people camping here, and yet everyone camps here. I would like my ashes to be spread here. Not here, but off the cliff. In that
So
spot
if
back
you
there.
die by falling off a cliff, they bring you up again, burn you, and then throw you back.
Then throw back off. Correct.
It's definitely quite a surreal experience to be driving that close to such a sheer cliff edge.
Oh no, Daniel, we're really close to the edge. Look, there's a crumbled bit of cliff just there.
Yep.
Oh no, I've got sweaty hands. Oh, there's nothing under us. I'm gonna drive a bit faster, but not too fast. I might rumbles and the earth will collapse. Oh my God, it's so far. Wow, you could die.
Holy crap.
That's amazing. Look at that. Driving along the Great Australian Bight. We live on a big old chunk of dirt. Oh, I don't know, my head's telling me that the earth is caving in.
Yeah. Maybe turn around. Don't look at the drone, whatever you do.
Oh, well, look at the drone. I should not have looked at the drone. Oh my God, I'm gonna go flatten all the bushes. Why am I driving closer to it? What do I do? What do I do? Do I turn around? What do I do? Do I turn around?
Yeah, turn around. Yeah, if you like.
I can't because there's nowhere to turn around. I have to go closer to the cliff.
Yep.
I have to go closer to the cliff to turn around. Does that make you nervous?
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll walk up there. We'll do a walk.
We are currently standing on the very edge of the continent at the Bunda Cliffs here in South Australia. Such an unreal place to be. You really, you got to tread carefully when you're this close to the edge. So we've taken appropriate precautions, standing a fair way back from that edge to try and feel safe. Not sure about you.
No, I definitely don't feel safe. I don't like heights, and I don't particularly like standing on the edge of cliffs. And these ones really do look quite crumbly, and the ground feels really soft, and it's really weird. You'd think it'd be like hard rock, but no. I'm like sitting here waiting for the ground to just fall out.
Especially when you check it out from the drone's perspective, and you see just how like eroded those cliffs are underneath, and there's crumbled evidence on the ground way down below of things that were once cliffs and have then since fallen off. So yeah, I guess we'll stay a fair distance from the edge, but what an insane view. This is one of those places that's pretty special to be, and we're not the only ones here today by a long shot. There is so many people back there by the cliff, so it's the place to be, probably because there's not much wind.
Yeah, there's definitely not too much wind today, and that's definitely made it really popular, but it is spectacular, and I'm kind of just enjoying the view, and yeah, the feeling of being on the very edge of Australia, on the very edge of a continent, is pretty crazy when it ends in a cliff.
Yeah, so not a bad place to spend the afternoon, so I reckon we're gonna just find somewhere to relax and just hang out for a while.
Like 100 meters away from the cliff.
Like Kimbo or somewhere that's hundreds of kilometers from here.
are back on the road. Today's a long driving day. So it is another day. We had a very windy night last night. It wasn't meant to be as windy as what it was. I did not get much sleep, so pretty tired today.
Yeah, certainly a pretty windy night, but we're back on the road now with a long drive ahead of us. This is probably the more, I guess, the boringer section of the Nullarbor, heading through to roughly Kimber, which actually marks halfway across Australia. Got a bit of a sign there that says halfway across, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah, that's just crazy. So we will be passing through Ceduna today, which is where we will have to go through like the quarantine kind of checks for like, weirdly like 500 and something Ks past the border is when they then check you. So we'll just have to make sure, we'll say goodbye to our fruit and veggies. So anyway, we will be just putting a lot of Ks behind us today, so sit back and relax and prepare to be about as bored as probably what we'll be.
So today's haul from the Nullarbor Roadhouse is one Dagwood dog, love these things, one small dim sim, and one small cup of, or half-filled cup of little chicken things. So trying to be a bit more manageable today.
I got a mixed berry muffin.
And a phone call.
And got ourselves Across the Nullarbor sticker.
Yes.
And a little embroidered patch. Plus, obviously, had to get...
This is not one each, by the way. This is... Bianca got herself two stubby holders.
Well, come on, you can't go. This one's like Nullarbor, nice watering hole.
That is pretty cool. That was really cool.
I like all the little signs. And then this one is just the... We crossed the Nullarbor. So, of course, have to get that, right? Like, that's a rite of passage for me. These are my storytelling stubby holders.
No, I can get behind these. I do like a good memento to remember the trip, so... Or two mementos.
I'm very excited about that.
Approximately 2 hours through our drive today along the Nullarbor, and it's become time for me to get my science lesson from Bianca, which I knew was inevitable. Didn't realise today was the day, but continue.
I'm teaching him about particle theory because I was like, I need to keep my brain fresh about what I would normally be teaching, so when I go back next year it's not all empty. Anyway,
summarise what I've learned so far.
So far we've discussed what particles are and what atoms are, and the atoms are made up of protons, neutrons and electrons, which Daniel knew, which is good. And we have talked about the three states of matter, solid, liquid and gas, and I'm teaching him how particle theory explains
the relationship between the particles.
Yes, and why it also explains like the states of matter and why
and when they change between the states of matter depending on their strength of their relationship.
Yes, very good. See, he's already learned so much. Daniel's very good at retaining knowledge. How many bonds can a carbon have? 4. See? So good. That was learned from a book that I got from my niece.
Hey, no, don't dumb it down that far.
Okay, well, most of my year 12 students can't even remember that, so, you know, you're well above them. Anyway, so...
One eternity later.
And how, when they're in a solid, they're vibrating, and so solids keep a rigid shape, okay, because the molecules are held tightly in place. They're packed tightly in place, they can't move freely. In liquid, the particles can move freely, but they're still held together. So they are still one being, being a liquid, okay, but they can flow and take the shape of the container. And then in a gas, the particles have so much energy, much higher kinetic energy. Listen, stop being distracted, I'm teaching you.
When's lunch?
After my riveting chemistry lesson, we continued on towards Ceduna. On the way, we stopped in at the beautiful pink salt lake called Lake McDonald. Unfortunately, due to the ongoing drought in South Australia, there wasn't much water on the pink side. But in saying that, we still managed to find a little bit for some photos.
So we just passed through the quarantine station as we enter Ceduna and had most of our fresh food and vegetables taken away in terms of like lettuce, tomato, what else? Strawberries. Potatoes, just stuff like that. So our fridge is a little bit lighter and also a little bit cleaner. It was a good excuse to kind of clean that system out. And now we just pulled over in the rest stop here in Ceduna to find out where we can fill our water tanks. We're getting pretty low on water. And then set the GPS to around Kimber, which is where we're aiming for tonight. So just filling up our water here at this water refill station. I've just had to scan this QR code to hopefully activate this tap down here. It's accepted my payment through PayPal. I think I can just hook up and start using it. We hook hose into here. I think that's already in the on position.
Great.
And
See what happens.
now we do the be patient thing. Press the red button to end the session.
Press the green button. Hey.
Hey!
There we go. Anyway, now we are going to finally get on the road. We have a beautiful clean D-Max. Look at that. Isn't she stunning? Oh, so nice to be able to touch the canopy door and not get coated in mud.
Yeah.
And now we're going to get back on the road onto the air highway and head towards Kimber, but won't make it all the way there because it is already 6 p.m.
We'll basically just drive until we're sick of driving, find somewhere suitable to pull over for the night, and happy days.
Yeah, and it's finally cooling down a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Look at that reflection though.
Oh, I can see the sky in the bonnet.
Oh, it's
Hey, that
glossy.
came up pretty good considering there was no contact, like it was just spray.
Yeah.
This guy's like, why is there so much mud in the car?
Whoever did your paint protection did a good job.
Yeah, they probably deserved a bit more payment than I gave them.
Yeah, probably deserve more than $0. Nah, I can't complain. Traveling Australia. And look at that. Oh.
Good. Exciting times. Clean D-Max, a full water tank.
We said clean D-Max and I'm like,
dirty.
oh, look at that.
Clean
Can you see
exterior. Clean exterior and no salt. Well,
I am probably
salt.
dirtier than the D-Max at this point. That is so many birds.
Wow, that's really cool. On the dash cam, I'm going to kill a lot.
Oh my god, did you just kill them?
I just cleaned the D-Max. Are you kidding me?
You just get
I didn't hear any hits though, did you?
That was...
I'm checking.
I hope the dash cam got that. Oh god, that gave me a heart attack. There's so many birds, I couldn't do anything about that. Daniel looks terrified. He's giving me the John Travolta light. I think we're good.
I actually don't think we hit any.
Also, well, we might have hit one but not gotten any stuff. He might have just been like boofed out the way. We weren't going that fast.
There's an area of the bull bar that's kind of like, it's got some, like a dirt smear, not blood. So if he was a dusty boy, then maybe.
just brush that dirt off the bird's shoulder.
Anyway, in the meantime, we are on the road still. Bianca has now completed the Nullarbor for the first time ever, and we are looking for a place to call home for tonight. And with that, we have now officially crossed the Nullarbor, headed into South Australia, cleaned the D-Max, found ourselves a nice campsite for the night, and we're ready to, just have an early night and unwind, essentially.
Yeah, definitely. I think we will also try and set the shower tent up and have a shower ourselves. So we have a clean D-Max,
so good. Full water tank,
clean people, and yeah, that brings us to the end of our Nullarbor trip, which was pretty quick.
Yeah, pretty quick, but we're here now in South Australia and we have tons planned in this state, which we absolutely can't wait for. Going to be doing the Flinders Ranges, the Oodnadatta Track, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, potentially the Eyre and York Peninsulas, depending on what the weather's doing, and this, that, and everything. But before that,
we may be headed off to Victoria before we even do South Australia, because we are thinking about doing the Vic High Country before we do the rest of South Australia, purely because we will be coming back through during the winter. However, a lot of the tracks are closed in winter, so we thought, why not? We're right next to it.
It's only probably,
a
a day's driving to duck in there and really get to see that in all its glory for a little while during the warmer months, and then again in the snow.
Might be ducking off to do the High Country, then do South Australia, all of the rest, and then come back and do it again in winter.
Yes, so stay tuned for that coming out pretty soon. Thank you so much for watching our Nullarbor Crossing into South Australia special. Really hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Happy camping. In the next episode, we make a last-minute decision that leads to some of the most spectacular country we've ever seen. Join us as we make a quick trip into the Vic High Country to try out some of the most iconic tracks through the mountains. From climbing the Blue Rag Range track to enjoying a pub meal at the famous Dargo Hotel, it doesn't get much better than this. That is, until you wind up stranded at the bottom of a mountain.
Flush that out
as much
as we can.
Aussie storm chasers. There's a willy behind me.
Behind me right now, there's a crazy storm. I don't want to get any closer.
It's gone. We have an ongoing joke that we should be the Aussie storm chasers. And chase the dirt willies that you see everywhere in the desert. There it is, it's off down the road. Off, Mr. Sam, fly. Land on me, I dare you.
These flies are so annoying.
Yes, they are.
All right. Yeah.